This conference will now be recorded.
Second, call this meeting to order at 9:35 a.m. and open for public comment. Wishes to make public comment? Seeing none. Is there anybody online that wishes to make public comment?
We don't have any comments.
Okay. Moving right along. Agenda item 3 is an action item regarding approval of minutes from March 5th, 2025 meeting. That's pages 7 through 11 in your packet. Any revisions or changes needed to the minute? Entertain a motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Carries. Agenda item 4 is a discussion and action item regarding recommending approval of the resolution 2025-08, recognizing May is National Bike Month. This is pages 13 through 16. Callie?
Yeah, so this is an agenda item that we do once a year, and we accepted it last year, and it's promoting May as National Bike Month. That's helping to promote people to bike and also encouraging people who haven't biked to try biking. And so the resolution would encourage cities to promote bike days and within Bike Month. And I have a list of those different days. We've got the Baylor Scott and White Bike Day, the rodeo on May 3rd. Ride a Bike Day is on May 4th, and that's the National Ride a Bike Day. May 7th is Bike and Roll to School Day. May 12th and 18th is Bike to Work Week. And then we have May 21st, which is the Ride of Silence for those who have passed away due to injuries they've sustained while biking on the roads. And then May 16th is Bike to Work Day. And so in your packet, there's a resolution item that would support May 2025 as National Bike Month. Any questions?
Callie, no questions for Callie? We'll do this annually. Seeing no questions, I'll entertain a motion. Mayor, who made that motion? Is that correct? Bob made the motion. Carol seconded. Well, I thought maybe Andrew did. All right. No further questions or comments. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 5 is a discussion and action item regarding amendments to the FY 25 to 28 Transportation Improvement Plan, the TIP, and the 2050 Metropolitan Transportation Plan, the HCTD, for projects. This is pages 17 through 40 in your packet. Kendra?
The first amendment is regarding the Temple Veterans Memorial Enhancement Project. This is a $10 million project currently in the TIP that will be phased into 3 phases instead of 1. This is a result of their AFA, the funding allocation of the AFA with their earmark funds in category 2. Those two fundings could not be on the same AFA, so that's prompting the phasing of this project. So the earmark money can go ahead and move forward and be extended. They are under the needing to go and extend that money, $5 million. And so the other 2 phases of this project will be moved to the FY 29-34 section of the NCP with category 2 applied and eligible to be re-entered after 2 weeks of need at a later date. The details of this amendment are in your packet regarding the funding allocation, the shifting of those funds as well as the project limits being updated, and the location of those projects in various parts of the entity and TIP. The second amendment that we're bringing forward is regarding the district. They have 3 different requests. One is regarding their fixed routes and their from the direct fixed route to the microtransit route that has shifted funds from various funding streams. So the service modes, because they have changed, has affected the funding streams in which they're supporting those efforts. The second request is regarding apportionment of Killeen-Temple, the revenue vehicles. They are needing to purchase non-revenue vehicles for that. As well. And then the third is regarding 3 new projects that were to be added to the TIP. These were initially intended to be added earlier this year. They were not included. This is to clean up the TIP to ensure that we do those 3 projects. To have a public involvement process that runs from March 31st to April 14th. So a public meeting as well as public comment through virtual access. That information is in your packet, and that is all the information that
Kendra, any questions? I know the Temple project, when it was originally selected for funding, of course, it was all one project, and then they got earmark funding. Well, unfortunately, the earmark funding has to be spent before their TAC was going to end UTP. So that's the reason for the split and the phasing that needs to be done. The earmark funding has to be spent by the end of this, or allocated by the end of this fiscal year. I could be wrong. I think, has Jason had a chance to jump on yet? If not, Jason wasn't going to be available today, except virtually. But so we've just had to move a lot of parts internally. So what you see in that this request amendment reflects those conversations we had with the tech side, so that they can continue moving forward on the project and they don't lose their earmark. Any other questions on that? In addition to kind of what Kendra spoke to, you'll also see a page of administrative amendments. You don't need to act on these. These are what staff do in the back end that are permitted. I just wanted to make you aware that those administrative amendments are in there. But if there aren't any questions, I'll entertain a motion to recommend approval or whatever. Like that's a quick comment, just for the project.
I just want to express Toledo's gratitude. KTMPO working with us to kind of navigate. Everyone's aware of the budgetary restraints that we have right now, but Ryan, you and your team were great working with my staff and navigating on how to take care of that project. So we appreciate that. Thank you.
Got one thing on our rents here. We do need to update the description. We're not looking for any additional funding. The project itself has increased and the scope has through the city, so we need to make sure that the project here kind of reflects what the overall scope is. And then we'll be working with TechStop for our AFA agreement. We just need to start getting everything to match up.
And that let date is currently going to be 2027, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we can do that formal update at the next revision.
Yeah, the next revision. I think that'll just keep that on the reminder.
Sounds good.
So, go ahead. Sorry. I would also add that, thank you, Kendra. It took Kendra talking to our grants person to figure out some of these funding streams. And yes, they are changing, but I did want to reassure everybody that all of the fixed route ridership, all of the 88 ridership, all of the non-emergency medical ridership, all of those riders continue to be served, and we just simply co-mingled all of those different services into microtransit, and we did expand microtransit service areas, so we're actually serving more people. So on mine, I know we had already brought it back for the Indian Trail site to reduce the scope, but when I got my AFA last week from TechStop, it still had the old scope. And so I'm gonna need something from you showing that, yeah, we took action on that, because we reduced it up to just the McDonald's driveway versus all the way to B&B.
Yeah, we'll follow up.
Okay.
Get you Any other questions on item 5? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Have a motion.
Second.
Second. Any further questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, that motion carries. Thank you all. All right, agenda item 6 is discussion and action item regarding recommending approval of the draft 2627 UPWP. There are copies of the draft that were sent out with your packet information as well as on the table over here. The UPWP, of course, is our internal budgeting document. We base all of the numbers in there off of estimates that we received from TxDOT for FY26. So FY26 and 27 have roughly the same numbers in there. And it's really a continuation of what we've done, the 24, 25. A lot of that will carry into the 26, 27. It just accounts for where our planning dollars are going that we're getting from FTA and federal highways for those activities. If there are any questions, happy to try to answer those, or if any changes need to be made to that draft UPWP, happy to have that discussion or answer any questions, like I said. But we've been working diligently. What I think our proposed, do have a timeline in the packet. So we have what we're looking for today from the TAC is to recommend approval of the draft to policy board so that they can take action. I'd like to have a UPWP that's been preliminarily approved by the policy board sent to TxDOT, even though that's not a requirement at this time. But once we get it, then we'll get it into, TxDOT, and the calendar's on the screen. They'll provide any feedback between them and FHWA. They'll bring that back, send us any comments, concerns. We may need to make a revision or two, re-adopt, and then we'll send it for final approval. Questions? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Motion. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, that motion carries. Item 7 is a discussion item regarding an update on the creation of the KTMPO welcome packet. This is pages 43 to 44. Kendra?
Yes, this is a document that was emailed out by Callie to you all. This is really just kind of an onboarding 101 to the MPO, what we do while we're, what we have been legislatively required and tasked to do, a brief overview of what long-range planning is, the types of projects that we fund, and other relevant information. So this is in a draft form. It's welcome for feedback. If you have any information that you'd like for us to include that you feel like would be more helpful for the eyes of a newcomer, someone that's new with the board, staff, someone on your council, please send those requests forward and we'll make those changes as well. And no action needed on this item.
Questions? All right. Seeing none, we'll move to an agenda item 8, which is a discussion item regarding an update on the Safe Streets and Roads for All grant. That grant, of course, we finalized all the activities. I believe we're working with Jason to schedule a safety task force meeting. One more, but for all intents and purposes, we'll start the process of closing that grant out now. I did submit our plan to Federal Highways, and then I was told Federal Highways doesn't need to see our plan until such time we decide to try to use it. So, that being said, the SS4A NOFO was just released. There is an opportunity for us to apply for planning and demonstration dollars as well as implementation dollars. If you have a project in the plan that you're interested in applying for, please let us know. We're happy to help with that. I guess my ask right now would be if there are any regional type of projects that you think may be beneficial for KTMPO to explore and possibly put in an application for additional or supplemental fund plans. One of my thoughts, and I think I discussed it last month maybe, was a close call supplemental plan, you know, identifying areas where close calls, where we think close calls are happening, so that we can document that data and make safety improvements to those areas, even though accidents are happening. You know, close calls are still pretty scary. So with that, I'm open to any questions. Like I said, we'll be closing that out. What I have heard though is if you use our plan and Federal Highways doesn't like it, then your application is going to get rejected. Now, if you use our plan and they like it, then you're going to be fine. We had originally heard that all plans that were funded under IIJA up to this point, we're not going to be eligible for implementation dollars because of some of the components that were required. That notice is no longer valid, but so we're prepared to amend and adjust as we discussed when we adopted the plan, areas that Federal Highways or USDOT may find that contradict with the current administration's goals. And like I said, if you have any thoughts for planning or demonstration type dollars, that grant is open, or the application's open for 90 days, I believe. So we'll possibly start looking at that and bringing information to the board and the TAC. So if you're interested, we're interested in trying to get some of those supplemental dollars. Questions?
This isn't necessarily related to projects, but in kind and match. Sequoia County's plan was approved last summer. With my time and travel from the time I was approved, it's not really double dipping. We didn't claim it for the first part of SS4A for the region. So with my time and travel, not eligible for reimbursement for in kind for the difference.
So yes, it would be eligible. You just can't use, you couldn't apply it twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
After I was approved, there's nothing that's been submitted mine, and I'm not worth $103,000, but
You might be.
I might be. But I think that would help.
That would, I think that brings to light, I think, code. I don't know that we've accounted for a lot of code since the completion of Boreal County. We can work with Callie to get that all sorted out. Any other questions? All right.
Just a comment. We've gotten some update, some information from other groups that are applying for SS4A. Some of the things that we've been told is for both the planning and the implementation grants, the main scoring is going to solely focus on local fatalities and cost-effective KSI reductions only. So and then new applications or people that never applied are actually taking preference for this round of grants. That's some of the information that we've received, and I don't know how one to pass that on.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I haven't had a chance, I've been on some calls, but I haven't had a chance to look through the NOFO and see what their scoring matrix is going to look like. So I appreciate it. All right. Agenda item 9 is a discussion item regarding public input received through March 2025. Kendra?
Any public comments received through March are included in your meeting packet. There is a comment log as well as the comment summary graphics here on the screen. You can see the number of comments received by topic and as well as by jurisdiction. And those comments are relayed from Anita to the respective jurisdictions, and she's done a great job on documenting those, even as well as by meeting event, public comment, meeting event, and tag interest. So she's doing a great job on that.
Questions on any of that? Moving on, agenda item 10 is the director's update. I don't have a whole lot this time. Of course, our upcoming meetings are listed on your screen. They're in your packet. Those meetings will be held here at 9:30 a.m. unless we send something out saying ceiling fell in or something contrary. The air quality readings were 60 and 61 parts per billion. And other updates, we're continuing to monitor all the federal legislation, Texas legislation that may impact COGS and MPOs as regional organizations. I think there are some bills being put forward that could open up some additional funding for especially, rail crossings, but I don't know what any of that looks like right now. That could be more of the bigger, larger metro areas. But we are continuing to monitor all of the federal changes that come out, and if anything noteworthy comes out, we'll be happy to share that. If you happen to hear anything and have any questions, please share that with me. I mean, our national and state organizations are happy to reach out on our behalf and get clarification on things that we may have questions about. So, any questions on any of that? Moving on to agenda item 11 is member comments. Any member comments? All right, going once, going twice. No member comments. Agenda item 12 is adjournment. We will adjourn at 9:57 a.m. Thank you all.